The attendance for tonight, I think, is a little bit lower than yesterday's. They had around 72,000 people, and I think yesterday it was 75,000. But overall, it was like 149. I actually know it was 145,000 people. So it's probably 73,000, 72,000. Okay. Maybe it was still 72,000 for both. Doesn't really matter. It's 145,000 people, if I do the math right, for the entire weekend. That's insane. 145,000. Incredible. It's hard to do that number for one night, but for both nights back to back, wow. Give them their flowers. Give WWE their flowers. Give Triple H his flowers. Bow down to the king. And then they opened up the show the best way they could. If we couldn't get Triple H to do it both nights, he opened up night one. You know who's the next best person to open up? His wife. The return of the queen. Stephanie McMahon made her return and got a huge pop for it. Love seeing Stephanie, still looking fine as hell. Now you already know, if Stephanie's back, Vince is gone. Vince is out the door. Vince is never, and I mean ever, coming back if Stephanie McMahon is back. She opened up the show the best way she could, talking about Triple H and how he's going to lead us into a new era and saying to the world, are you ready for WrestleMania? I should stop doing the Vince McMahon impression because he's gone now. That woman said, are you ready? We got to WrestleMania. I love that freaking Avengers intro. The new Then, Now, Forever, Together intro looked like Avengers. It looked amazing. And they didn't waste any time. They kicked it off the best way they could. World Heavyweight Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Both entrances were pretty dope. They had practical musical bands there performing for their entrance. It looked great. CM Punk, the Second City Saint, the best in the world, was on commentary. And my mind was, what role is Punk going to be playing in this match? He played a massive role, just not in this match. The match, bell to bell, Seth versus Drew McIntyre, literally was someone spamming R2 and hitting their finishers over and over and over and over and over again. That's what it was. It was Seth and Drew hitting their finishers. Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, curb stomp, Claymore kick, Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore kick, Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore kick. That's what it was. That's literally the match. I'm not making that up. That is literally the match. Curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp. Someone remix it. Someone grab this clip, remix it, throw it to me. It will go viral. It will go viral. I promise you. Curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp. Curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp. Hey, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp. I promise you, it'll go viral. Y'all want a remix? Claymore kick, curb stomp, Claymore kick, Claymore kick, curb stomp. Claymore kick, curb stomp, curb stomp, Claymore kick, curb stomp, curb stomp. Come on, come on. Someone grab it, clip it, remix it. We're gonna get millions of views. Millions of views. That's what happened. Eventually, we got to one Claymore kick that actually hit, and Seth Rollins got pinned. That was the match. I'm not lying to you. It was just finisher. It was just them spamming finishers. Was it fun? Was it good? Yeah, because it was in and out. And then Drew McIntyre pinned Seth Rollins 1, 2, 3. And then next thing you know, ladies and gentlemen, the crowd is on their feet, clapping their hands. Drew has the belt handed to him. He has the belt in his hands. Seth Rollins exits the ring. He exits the ring, turns around, tears in his eyes, and tells Drew, "You fucking deserve it." And then he walks off. Drew, finally, vindicated. He sold his soul. He betrayed all his friends. He turned his back on the fans to get this moment. A moment that's been eluding him for his entire career. Winning the world title at WrestleMania in front of fans. And he finally did it. Now, Seth is gone. Drew has an opportunity to leave with everything. With everything intact. He had his moment, but he didn't leave. Because he had to shove it in the face of CM Punk, who's on commentary. CM Punk wasn't doing anything. He didn't interfere in the match whatsoever. He was just on commentary. Drew throws the belt in front of CM Punk, crawls, cackling, holds the belt in front of CM Punk and says, "I hate you with every fiber of my being. This is the closest you will ever get to this championship. You will ever get to this championship." And then Drew goes to walk away, thinking, "I got everything I wanted." And that's when the devil struck. CM Punk jumps up. He jumps out of his chair and starts beating up Drew McIntyre. Takes off the arm brace. Oh my God, he's healed. What? Punk is healed? What? Takes out the arm brace. He's moving. He's beating up Drew. Blows a kiss to the audience. Judgment Day's music hits. Here comes Damian Priest with the briefcase. Everybody is losing their minds. Damian Priest slides inside. Now, he didn't slide inside the ring because Drew's still on the outside. Drew gets up. Boom! Gets hit with the briefcase. Then Damian Priest slides Drew inside the ring. Cashes in the briefcase. The bell rings. Damian hits the choke slam south of heaven, which is hell. Exactly where Drew McIntyre is right now. Pins Drew McIntyre 1, 2, 3. And your new World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. The Judgment Day get their moment. Rhea Ripley retains. Damian Priest is the new world champion. Drew McIntyre loses it all. He had it. Drew McIntyre had his moment. He had the fans. He had the title. He got his moment. And he was shoving it in CM Punk's face. But because he couldn't let it go. Because he couldn't drop it. I think, ladies and gentlemen, let's just call it like it is. He got exactly what he deserved. When you sell your soul to the devil, your soul belongs to the depths of hell. And I don't think, no, I know that Drew McIntyre isn't going to come back from this one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you tell a story. Drew McIntyre spent months bringing hell upon everybody around him. Complaining about the Bloodline did this and no one cared. The Bloodline did this and no one cared. Cheating, going all all the way to the dark side to get his way, getting the victory over Cody Rhodes. Beating Seth Rollins, finally. After weeks of attacking him. Taking away CM Punk's WrestleMania moment. And then shoving it in his face. He felt the temptation way too much. He tempted himself way too much. And just when he had the opportunity to walk away gracefully, he fell victim to his own pride. That is how you tell a story. Drew McIntyre got exactly what was coming to him. And it was all because of CM Punk. This feud, holy shit. When we get to this feud, when we get to CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, it doesn't even need the title. I'll say it this way. The title needs Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Cause holy shit, this is gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. What they do, ladies and gentlemen, with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre going forward is going to be some of the best television I have personally ever seen. I loved it. I loved every piece of this. This, to me, was one of the best things about the entire weekend. Perfect storytelling. And man, I cannot wait to see the fallout. That is how you do it. That is how you use CM Punk. I guarantee you, when we start firing on all cylinders with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, it is going to be some of the best storytelling in all of professional wrestling. Mark my words. What a way to open the show. I was like, well, good luck following that one. They did their best, and I think they did a pretty good job. Philadelphia Street Fight. We had Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. The Pride taking on Final Testaments, AOP, and Karrion Kross. 6-man street fight with Snoop Doggity Dogg on commentary and Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest referee. This match was chaotic. Nothing but nostalgia. You had the women doing a crazy spot with, of course, B-Fab and Scarlett going through a table or tables, Russian leg sweep. Kendall sticks out the wazoo. Tables. Montez Ford doing a dive to the outside was insane. Snoop Dogg. Awesome commentary. Holy shit. Snoop Dogg had me rolling on the floor in laughter. He just sounds so charismatic on commentary, too. Oh my God, he's a natural. He is a natural color commentator. I'm serious, it was great. He was showing them up. And then the moment of the match, where Bubba Ray gets pushed by Karrion Kross. And Bubba pulled out the glasses and said, you know what, you touched me, so guess what, bitch? You know what time it is. Puts the glasses on and says, my turn. Boom! Hits him. Boom! Hits him. Then the team turns around, and now we get the nostalgia. Karrion Kross's legs get opened up. We get Angelo Dawkins going to the top rope. Guess what's next? Wallab! Headbutt. We get the Cross Devon style. And then we get the 4-way Bobby, Montez, Angelo. 1, 2, 3. 70,000 fans screamed, get the tables! I love how the first table broke. Karrion Kross was so heavy that the first table just collapsed and broke. So they said, okay, we'll just get a new one. So they got a second table. Montez Ford hits an excellent frog splash with Karrion Kross on the table. Pins a 1, 2, 3. This match had no business being this good. I had a blast. I had an absolute blast with this match. Holy shit, this was great. I loved every single minute, every single second of this match. You can't tell me, ladies and gentlemen, that this wasn't a great match. You would have to really, really try to convince me it wasn't, because I loved it. What an excellent, what an awesome match it was. It really was an awesome match. So, that was the cool down match of the evening. Even though it was an awesome match to watch, great match, it was basically set up to separate between this match and the grudge match. AJ Styles and the fastest rising superstar, the megastar in all professional wrestling. Everyone say his name with me. L.A. Knight. Yeah. Very strong match. Very good match. AJ Styles pulling out moves we haven't seen since TNA, or at least since 2016. Springmore 450. Counters into the Styles Clash, all that kind of jazz. AJ was working his ass off. Pretty good. He looked good. But you can tell AJ's slowing down a little bit now. I think he said in an interview that he's about to retire. He wants to retire and call it a day because his body's is getting too heavy on him. It's getting too heavy. And I think with that said, he did the right thing. If he's going to be calling it a day, he did the right thing by putting over LA Knight. LA Knight needed this win. Last year at WrestleMania, LA Knight couldn't get screen time. They wouldn't even give him a match at WrestleMania. One of the most over talents couldn't be on WrestleMania. In LA. But they thought, he's a joke. He's not that over. And they made a mistake because now he's one of the most over talents in all of wrestling right now. And he got a clean victory over AJ Styles, as he should have. And he deserved it. And so now the question is, where you go with LA Knight? Well, where you go with AJ Styles? He came out with the new theme song, a remix of They Don't Want None. I like it. I think it's great. But what do you do with him now? I have no idea. LA Knight needs to be the next opponent for the winner of the next match. He needs to go after that US belt, and he needs to have his moment. Simple as that. I'm happy he had a WrestleMania win. This win will go down in the annals of WrestleMania history. But he needs to have the big championship win, which I hope he gets at SummerSlam this year. We're going to pause for a minute. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen, with WrestleMania. Following AJ Styles and LA Knight, we had the U.S. Championship Triple Threat match. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Logan Paul, your U.S. champion. Kevin Owens was so nice to have a cart to go to the ring because he's like, I'm not walking all that way. And then he came back for Randy Orton. Such a wholesome moment, seeing Kevin Owens ride the cart to the ring and then back it up for Randy. And then Randy got on the cart, and then Kevin was driving down the ramp, and then Randy's like, whoa, player. Whoa, player. Hold on a minute, player. Slow down, player. Randy was like, whoa, wait a minute. Slowed down a little bit, and then they got to the ring. That was a good moment. That was wholesome. But Logan Paul got his own entrance, coming out on a prime truck. Lord! I just hate the fact that we're in bed with Logan Paul. Like, goddamn. Really? We're in bed with Logan Paul? Fine. So, it's funny. I was watching this match, and I was talking to a friend who was watching WrestleMania. Her name is Sarah. How you doing, Sarah? She'll text me that I mentioned her name. She'll probably be she won't be upset, but she'll be like, why did you mention my name on stream? But we was talking about this match. And as someone who, isn't like a hardcore wrestling fan, she's a casual viewer. She was messaging me. She said, I can't stand Logan Paul's ass. We have that in common. He's a horrible human being. We have that in common. I agree with her. But then she goes on to say, fuck, is he good as a wrestler? I hate that he's good as a wrestler. And I'm like, I do too. God. Man, if Logan Paul wasn't this fucking good as a professional wrestler, I would have been hoping and praying that someone would have put his ass in jail. Still kind of do. Because he scammed a lot of people. And he's done a horrible amount of things. But Jesus Christ. Is he fucking good inside that ring. One of the best professional wrestlers we have today. And it makes me sick to my stomach that I have to say that. But this match was fun. Very fun opener. Opening, I would dare say, first 5-10 minutes. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton beating the piss out of Logan Paul. Brought a lot of joy to my heart. And then eventually, they realized, well, one of us has to pin Logan Paul. So, eventually, we're going to have to fight about that. But they spent a good majority of the match beating up Logan Paul. And then they both said, you know what? Okay, are we doing this now? They said, yeah. So they start fighting, beating each other up. And then you starting to see each of them get their moves in. Cannonball, drop kick. Of course, the Hangman DDT. Randy Orton doing the Viper stance. Logan Paul, now that it's a no DQ match, every triple threat match is no DQ, got himself the brass knucks, uses it on KO and Randy Orton, pins Randy Orton for it, but Randy Orton kicks out. Oh Lord, now what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Now Randy Orton has Logan Paul beat. He has his ass beat. But then some scrub in a Prime outfit, some Prime mascot outfit, comes out of nowhere, rips off the mask, and I'm thinking, is this KSI? No, it wasn't KSI. It's like, who the hell is this? It was content creator iShowSpeed. iShowSpeed. Some of y'all just went, who? I know. A lot of y'all just went, the fuck is that? I had to look him up. I was like, iShowSpeed. Literally, why they said his name, I was like, who the fuck? iShowSpeed. The fuck is iShowSpeed? And apparently he's a streamer, and I was like, oh, okay. But he's very popular. Apparently he has to be if he's with Logan Paul. But yeah, iShowSpeed got in there, and he was cussing up a storm, saying F-bomb. And then Randy Orton's like, okay, bitch, let me go ahead and shut this thing down. Beat his ass, pushed him over. After he pushed Randy Orton dragged him by his leg, threw him on the table, and gave him a stiff RKO. It looked like he might have broken something. There was a, and you know what, Big MGM, I agree. There was a side of me that thought it was going to be Drake. Imagine if it was Drake. No, Jake Paul, which would have been even crazier. But, no, it was iShowSpeed. Okay. One of the best moments of the entire weekend happened in this match. Randy Orton is going up against Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens goes to throw Randy Orton into the ropes. Randy Orton comes back and hits a RKO in thin air. Just tossed. Hurled. Randy Orton in the air. Orton twists in thin air and hits the RKO. Damn, man. One of the best RKOs I've seen. That was an excellent RKO to the pop-up powerbomb. Popped Randy Orton up. He twisted in thin air and hit the RKO. And then Logan Paul got inside the ring, threw out Randy Orton, and hit an excellent frog splash. He got a lot of height on that frog splash. A split-legged frog splash and pinned Kevin Owens. 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul retains, as we all saw it. We all knew it was going to happen. Everyone predicted it. Everyone and their mamas predicted that Logan Paul was going to retain. If you said you didn't, you're a liar. Logan Paul is the one who will drop that belt to L.A. Knight. Yeah. When it happens, I have no idea, but it will be glorious. I will defend. I will give in till I'm victorious. Victorious. You love to see it. So I'm very excited to get to that match. To get to Logan Paul and LA Knight. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It is going to be a fun feud. And hopefully, LA Knight wins that belt from Logan. It'll be a great moment. A huge, huge moment. But yeah, I hate saying it. I'm going to keep saying I hate saying it because I don't want to give him his fucking props because I hate his ass. But Logan Paul, ladies and gentlemen, is an excellent wrestler. And he's going to get his goddamn flowers, whether we like it or not. So congratulations, Logan Paul, for retaining. We're stuck with him until Ohio at SummerSlam, where he will lose that belt to LA Knight. Mark my words. Next match is a match that I have been looking forward to all weekend. The prophecy has been completed. All 4 horsewomen now have their moments at WrestleMania. Bayley took on Io Sky, the then women's champion. And originally, and this was reported, Paramore was supposed to play Bayley to the ring. She did get a new theme song, but she was supposed to have a new theme done by Paramore, right? And they didn't make it because apparently there was some scheduling issues. You saw all the performances. They had a ton of people come out and perform. They probably couldn't get her band in, unfortunately. It is what it is. It is what it is. But still, she got a great entrance. She came out dressed like Cleopatra, which is interesting. That was quite the entrance there, Cleopatra. And Io Sky just came out as Io Sky with her regular entrance. Thought she would have gotten poppy, but no, she just came out as Io Sky. And yeah, the match was good. This is one of those cases where I didn't feel like it was WrestleMania quality. It wasn't Sasha Banks versus Bayley from Brooklyn. That's for sure. That, to me, is one of the greatest female wrestling matches of all time. This was a good match. I thought both of them had a chance to shine. Io Sky looked amazing. There was a point in time where Bayley was going to hit the Rose Plant, but Io countered it into a cartwheel or a front flip. Front flipped out of it. Beautiful counter. Bayley was using the belly to belly. Was going back to her roots, doing a lot of moves from the past. Io Sky was countering all her moves. It was a really good match. Don't get me wrong. It was a really strong female wrestling match. But at the end of the day, what matters is the moment. Bayley got her moment. Bayley pins Io Sky after hitting the Rose Plant and becomes your new WWE Women's Champion. Four-time Women's Champion. One with the Raw Championship, 2 with the SmackDown Championship, and then a couple of tag team title reigns. And then, of course, this new one makes 4. Congratulations. Now all 4 members of the 4 Horsewomen have had their moments. Charlotte Flair got her moment at WrestleMania 32 when she became the inaugural WWE Women's Champion. The new one. The new iteration of it. Sasha Banks had her moment with Bianca Belair when her and Bianca may be at WrestleMania 37 with the first ever all-black female wrestling women's match in WrestleMania history. Becky, of course, main event at WrestleMania 35 and got her moment. And now Bayley has her moment. These 4 women, 10 years ago on NXT, started a revolution. They started the revolution of revolutions. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that we are seeing the fruits finally be bare. The fruits have been born. The fruits have come home to roost. And I love it. I love it. I was privileged. I was privileged, ladies and gentlemen, to sit through easily, and this is just my personal opinion, I was privileged to be able to watch all 4 of these women have this career. Those of you who have been following me long enough, you would know that the one I was invested in the most, and I love Charlotte, I love Becky, I love Sasha. Oh my God, Mercedes Moné, I'm gonna be one of her biggest fans all the way. My favorite was, is, and probably forever will be Bayley. So, for me, this championship win meant a lot more. Because I said, this woman has been busting her ass. Bayley busted her ass through the pandemic, through all the bullshit they put her through with Alexa Bliss, her being buried in 2018, her just looking like a chump, back to back to back, having to turn heel to stay relevant. And then, of course, the stuff with Bianca Belair, her getting injured. It's like she went through the pandemic, and just as fans were coming back, she gets injured. And she's gone for a long time. And then she comes back when Triple H takes over. And then she brings with her Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Damage Control started. And for a long time there, I was like, I don't know, this Damage Control thing ain't working. And it's not turning out to be what I hoped it would be. Felt like Team Rocket blasting off again, losing every single week, getting their asses handed to them, and then it became something special for her. And I said, okay, she wins the Rumble. Now it's time. And I said, this is it. This is the time for her to get her moment, and she finally got it. I'm happy for her. I don't know Pam. Hopefully I'll get to meet her one day. Regardless, Bayley is one of my favorite female wrestlers, and I'm happy she finally got her moment. You know who's also happy? Victoria. Lisa Marie Varon, the Victoria. Future Hall of Famer Victoria. Bayley used her. She used, I think, one of her moves, the spider web. I think she used another one too. Lots of tributes to Victoria in this match. Wow. I'm happy she got it. Y'all know what time it is. Before it starts getting crazy with the Super Chat Championship, I saw those 2 bombs that y'all dropped. Jermaine, and then, of course, Corp CA. I saw that bomb you dropped, and I did see Franklin Torres in the live chat as well. And I know Nickname Mai is watching. Don't y'all play with me. Y'all gonna wait until I announce Corp CA as the champ and then donate? Okay. Well, here's the final match. The match of the weekend, everyone's been waiting for it. A full year since he lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. Fans had to wait a full year for Cody to get back to Roman Reigns. Last year, when Cody lost, I made my opinions known to the world. I said he wasn't ready. Think about that. Cody Rhodes, when he came back in 2022, he had that straight up awesome feud with Seth Rollins. The return at WrestleMania beat Seth Rollins. The rematch at Backlash beat Seth Rollins. And then the match at Hell in a Cell, where he wrestled Seth with a torn pec, beat Seth Rollins. One of those matches that I personally still hate going back and watch. People can sit here all day and tell me it's a classic. Fine, it got 5 stars by Dave Meltzer. Who gives a shit about Dave Meltzer now? Whatever. People called that one of the greatest matches of all time. But then he went away. And then he returned at Rumble 2023 and won that. And then there was a stretch where he would literally not wrestle. I think he had like maybe 1 or 2 matches during that time. He came back and then he just took a break until WrestleMania. And during that time I said, I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. Roman's doing great things with Sami Zayn. Roman is, in my personal opinion, just my personal opinion, Roman is carrying the WWE past the pandemic. Having some of the best television with Sami, with Jay, elevating everybody around him. And he was coming up to, if I'm not mistaken, his 1,000 days, literally a month later. I said, I don't know if Cody's going to win this. But everybody and their mamas, Cody has to win. Cody has to win. Cody has to win. Cody has to win. Cody has to win! He didn't. He lost. He lost hard. And thus, the Cody Crybabies were born. Oh, he should have won last year. Oh, he should have won. Why didn't he win the belt? It's not fair. Oh, man. Why would he have to win? Roman wins, and then we don't see them touch until a year later. They kept Cody away from Roman for a full year. He had that face-off at Roman the very next night on Raw. I want a rematch. Brock Lesnar shows up and whips Cody's ass, and we don't see Cody come close to Roman until Royal Rumble. Or at least like around October when he came face-to-face with Roman on SmackDown. And that was it. And so when he won the Royal Rumble, around this time, The Rock came back. Dwayne The Rock Johnson returned. The Rock, if you're some male, came back and said, should The Rock sit at a booth? Should The Rock sit at a bar? Or should The Rock sit at the head of the table? And the crowd lost their minds. We were finally going to get The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Finally. Cody, who understood the magnitude of getting The Rock and Roman Reigns, said, you know what? I'm going to step aside. We're going to get Rock and Roman Reigns. I'm going to fight Seth Rollins. And that was going to be the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. Even bigger, and I still believe when we do it next year, we are doing Rock and Roman next year, it will still be bigger than Cody and Roman was this year. But we didn't get it. We did not get it. You want to know why we didn't get it? Because the Cody Crybabies. We want a Cody. It's not fair. He lost last year. I want Cody. And they cried. And they moaned. And they wept. They said The Rock was burying Cody. The Rock was pissing on Cody's career. Fuck The Rock. Fuck Roman. Fuck WWE. I said, would y'all calm your asses down? You don't do a bigger match than Rock and Roman. Cody will have his moment in the future. But the Cody Crybabies came out in droves. And what did WWE do? They pivoted. They said, all right. This is no longer WWE under Vince McMahon. This is no longer Vince McMahon's WWE. This is a new generation. If that's what the fans want, okay. The Rock calls Nick Khan and says, give it to Cody. I want to be a heel. So we get to the WrestleMania press conference. Rock and Roman, bound by blood, shake the hands, thinking they're going to be fighting each other at WrestleMania. And then Cody shows up and says, this is some bullshit. And then Seth gets in their face. This is some bullshit. And then Cody throws everything out of whack by saying, I choose you, Roman, for WrestleMania. And thus began one of the best builds to a WrestleMania match I have ever seen, with The Rock becoming the final boss, slapping the piss out of Cody Rhodes, taking the taste out of his mouth. Cody was like, oh, daddy. Oh, American Dream. He got the taste slapped out of his mouth. You'd love to see it. Cody would then go on to have a series of segments with The Rock. With The Rock cutting promos on social media that were so good, it made the talent roster go, oh, that's not fair. Why is he so good? Why can't we be that good? There's a lot of crying. So much crying. Rock saying, fuck your story. Fuck your story. And then Cody coming back telling The Rock, hey, Rock, I think you're a whiny little bitch. You're not a heel, you're an asshole. And when that bell rings at WrestleMania, are you going to bring The Rock or are you going to bring LDS? Little Dick Syndrome. Holy shit. And then The Rock responded by whipping Cody's ass and putting blood on the Mama Rose belt. He said, I'm going to take this belt, I'm going to put blood on it. I'm going to put your blood on it, and I'm going to hand this belt to your mama. She's going to put tears on it. Just a great story. Oh, that was good. We got blood and everything. Great hype. And on night one, The Rock pinned Cody Rhodes to make a Bloodline rules. So I said to myself, okay, if night one was Infinity War, this is Endgame. Cody came out, not just by himself. He brought somebody with him. Cody Rhodes came out with Brandy Rhodes. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You have officially entered the Codyverse. The Codyverse is here. Brandy Rhodes has showed up and I said, uh-oh, it's over. It is over. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. The reign has come to an end. Before the match even started, when I saw Brandy Rhodes, I said, well, that's it. That's it. It's Cody's time now. The fact that Brandy's back on TV, you know what's about to happen. Y'all know what's about to happen now. I love his mask, by the way. He had a front mask on that looked amazing. Guy inside the ring did the woo. Roman Reigns came out with an orchestra. An orchestra played Roman Reigns to the ring. Beautiful. The match begins. Slow match. It's going to go a while. So it should be slow. Roman starts beating up Cody. They start running through the history of their feud with their moves. Roman's talking that shit on Cody. And next thing you know, Roman hits the crossroads. Uh-oh. Cody kicks out. Roman goes, God, that move sucks. Love that spot. Love that spot. He used the crossroads and Cody kicked out. Cody hits Roman with the spear. Roman kicked out. I guess that move sucks too. Love it. They're beating each other up. The crowd's getting invested. But let's not forget, it's Bloodline rules. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, so when's the shit gonna start hitting the fan? Eventually, Jimmy Uso runs out to the ring. Boom! Super kicks Roman Reigns. Roman, I said Roman, I said Roman, Roman's like, oh God. Oh God. Thank you for saving me, Jimmy. Cody's down. Roman hits the spear on Cody. Cody kicked out. And the next thing you know, it's just me, Uso. Day one, it's just me, Uso. Day one. Jey Uso comes out. Him and Jimmy start brawling. Yeet. I said him and Jimmy start brawling. Yeet. I said him and Jimmy start brawling. Yeet. And then Jey spears Jimmy off the ramp. They go through a table. Cody starts hitting the crossroads. 1, 2. Before you hit the third one, Solo comes out, hits him with the spike. Boom! Replaying what happened last year. Cody stands up. Roman goes to hit the spear. Hits it. We're thinking that might be it. 1, 2. Cody kicked out. It ain't over. And when Cody kicked out, we were greeted with do 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 ba ba da ba boo up you ba ba da ba 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 da ba. John Cena comes running out, starts whipping Solo's ass, hits Solo with the FU. I'm not calling it the attitude adjustment, and then hits Roman with the FU. Beautiful, beautiful moment. And just before John Cena left, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, The Rock comes out, saunters to the ring. We have to face off with John Cena and The Rock. The crowd's going nuts. John goes to hit The Rock. Rock catches him rock bottom. John rolls out immediately. Get your ass outside of my ring. The Rock gets the belt. Tells Mama Rhodes, this is for your son. Goes to hit Cody Rhodes with the belt. And I'm thinking, where's the glass shatter? Where's the psh, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun? Where's Austin? Even better. A gong hits. Gong. Lights go out. Crowd loses their minds. Lights come back on. The Undertaker shows up. Mr. WrestleMania to a lot of people. The Undertaker shows up. The Rock turns around. Choke slam. Boom! Rock is gone. Big moment. Big moment. And all that's left is Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Roman stands up. Gets knocked right back down. Cody picks him up. Crossroads. Boom! Picks him up again. Crossroads. Boom! And then for the third time in the nail in the coffin, Cody picks him up. Like Simba was picking up Scar and tossing him off the cliff. Boom! The third and final Crossroads. Everybody's on their feet. They are waiting with bated breath as Charles Robinson, Little Nate, counts it for the world. 1, 2, and 3. The story is finished. Cody Rhodes and his 18-year journey has culminated with a victory over someone that I am going to be calling one of the greatest champions in wrestling history. We said we were going to give him his flowers. Let's give him his fucking flowers. Roman Reigns was someone who first came into WWE. I said to myself, that man's going to be a great one day. He's going to be someone special. He's going to be someone big. In 2015, they had him win the Royal Rumble way too soon. They pushed him way too hard, way too fast. During a time when people were not ready to invest in him. They were still invested in Daniel Bryan, who just came back from injury. But they said, we want Roman to win. Vince McMahon said, fuck the fans. Fuck what you want. I want Roman Reigns as the guy. And so began this drought with Roman Reigns from 2015 to about the pandemic, where the fans rejected him. They rejected him at every level. We don't want Roman. We don't want Roman. We don't want Roman. We don't want Roman. And they gave him everything. They had him win WrestleMania 32. Fans hated him. They had him beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. Fans hated him. They had him beat Brock Lesnar for the championship. Fans hated him. Then he got leukemia. Came back. They loved him for a little bit, but then they started to hate him again. Pandemic happened. Roman Reigns said, I'm retired. I can't wrestle no more. I'm retired. I'm done. I'm autoimmune. If I catch COVID, I'm dead. Sorry, I'm retired. I'm done. If you want me to come back, then guess what? I will come back for one reason and one reason alone. I will come back if you make me a heel. From the moment he came back and had that match with Jey Uso and called himself the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns to me instantly became a Hall of Famer. He instantly became the man, the face of WWE, and he instantly became the best thing in professional wrestling in the dog's age. I don't want to hear anybody tell me differently. As someone who once hated Roman Reigns, one of the things that I said is that if you turn him heel, he would be the best thing in wrestling, and holy shit! I did not think we would end up seeing a legendary reign like we did. I cannot believe for 1,316 days, this man carried professional wrestling, not WWE, but professional wrestling on his back. When everyone said he was a failed experiment, a failed experiment at Royal Rumble 2000, 15. So was I. That man was just leveling up. And he was leveling up. But we wouldn't have gotten to the Tribal Chief if those moments didn't happen. If the fans didn't boo him at the Royal Rumble. If the fans didn't boo him after he beat Taker. If the fans didn't boo him at WrestleMania 32. If the fans rejected him anytime after that. It was all part of his long-term story. And what we got, to me, is one of the greatest characters to ever walk through a WWE ring. I'd put the Tribal Chief up there with Steve Austin, with The Rock, with Undertaker, with Mankind, with Triple H, with Kurt Angle, with Edge and Christian, with the Dudley Boys, with Chris Jericho. He's up there with one of the best. Best in the world. Put him up there with Vince McMahon. I can't believe I said his fucking ugly name. You won't hear it in anything else, but the Vince McMahon heel character is one of the best heels in the world. Shane McMahon, Stephanie, all of them. Paul Heyman, he's up there. Find me a better character than the Tribal Chief. Give him his props. Cody Rhodes would not have gotten this moment if we didn't have the kind of heel that Roman Reigns is. I don't give a damn what you think, what you feel. Give the man his props. Roman Reigns carried professional wrestling over the last 4 years. He did. He did. Or at least 3.5. Because he came back at SummerSlam. And now, millionaire multiple times over. Part-time contract. Gets to go home, take care of his family. Although he's dealing with the autoimmune disease. I think he basically takes some type of pill to hold back the leukemia. I think, honestly, it's cancer pills. Every day. For the rest of his life, he has to take it. He's young, but eventually that's all going to start to affect his body as he turns into, 40-year-old Roman and 50-year-old Roman. This man's battling leukemia, blood cancer, and having some of the best work that I personally have ever seen. Thank you, Roman. Thank you, Roman, for giving us those last 4 years, because we wouldn't have had this era. We wouldn't be here in this era if you didn't pass the torch. So, how I see it happening, Roman is about to have one of the best feuds of his entire lifetime with The Rock. He doesn't need that championship anymore. Roman is about to head to Hollywood. He's about to join his cousin in Hollywood. But before he leaves professional wrestling and calls it a day, there's one more thing he has to do. And that's main event WrestleMania 41 with The Rock next year. We couldn't get it this year. Fine. It was Cody's year. Now he deserves next year. So does The Rock. Because those two single-handedly put over Cody Rhodes. To all the Cody crybabies, the hell that you were put through. I will admit it to you right now. This WrestleMania was not for me. It was for you. Cody Rhodes is the man. He was the man for a long time before he had that belt. And one of the things I said last year, if you're questioning if he wasn't ready for it, then he probably isn't ready for it. By the time we got to tonight, I said, oh, he's ready. He's ready. He's ready. Without question, this is Cody's world now. You have officially entered the Codyverse. Strap in, bitches. If you thought Roman's reign was crazy, you have no idea what's in store for you when it comes to Cody Rhodes. Now that Brandy's here, it ain't gonna be too long before Orange shows up and all the Cody followers show up. If you thought Cody was obnoxious in AEW, oh, you's about to get a whole lot of craziness when it comes to Cody in WWE. And this is not even me saying that the fans are going to boo him. I'm not even going to, look, Cody won. Congratulations. I called it months ago that when he wins, you're going to have a grace period. A grace period probably 6 months where the fans will love him up till and actually past SummerSlam. Survivor Series. Let's go Survivor Series. After Survivor Series getting into next year, that's when I think you're going to start seeing how fans really feel about Cody. Because ultimately, and I think my co-hosts will agree, Cody finishing the story, I feel, was more about seeing Roman lose than it was about seeing Cody win. Now that he beat Roman, everyone's thinking, okay, now what? We'll figure it out. They're not going to boo him. They're not going to boo him tomorrow. They're not going to boo him in the next 3 or 4 months. They're going to have a good 6-month grace period where he's the hottest babyface in wrestling. By the time we get to Survivor Series, I expect to hear some boos. Unless the story is hot enough to where he's still a babyface. We'll have to see. But getting into the Netflix, when we get to a much more edgier WWE, where SmackDown is on the USA Network and they can use cuss words and they can be a little bit more edgy. And Raw is on Netflix where they can do literally whatever the hell they want. And The Rock is not going anywhere. Triple H is not going anywhere. The Rock and Triple H are running the show now. They are now running the show. The Rock isn't just going to just stop making appearances. No, he's here. He might take a break and focus on other things, but no, The Rock is here. He's here. He will be running the show alongside Triple H. He will be here. So whatever they decide to do with Cody going forward, I'm excited. I can tell you one thing. Cody Rhodes versus The Rock is your next big match. That is the main event of SummerSlam. Rock versus Cody. And then sometime in the future, we're going to get Randy Orton versus Cody. That's probably the match for WrestleMania 41. But Rock and Cody's next. And then during that time, we're going to build to Rock and Roman for WrestleMania 41. And that is your main event for next year. That is your main event for next year. That will be the biggest match in WrestleMania history. They will make sure of it. And I don't want to hear anybody say, no, enough. Cody got his moment, so let The Rock and Roman have theirs next year. Okay? The Rock and Roman Reigns should main event WrestleMania next year. Period. But in the meantime, regardless of how I feel about Cody, regardless of what happens 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, a year from now, nothing we can say will be taken away from this moment. WrestleMania 40 will forever be known as Cody's WrestleMania. It doesn't matter how much I hate him, if I'm a fan of his or not. That is etched in history. And there's nothing anyone can do to take away from it. There's nothing they can do to take this. They can't take this away from Cody. This is his. This is his. I'm happy for him. I'm so happy for Cody. For real, I've been watching him since he debuted in 2006. I'm happy he got this moment. But now we look to the future. A new era has begun for WWE. They're calling it the Renaissance era. I'm going to call it the Triple H era. It is the Triple H era. Triple H has so much in store for us going forward. And I cannot wait to see what comes next. Fantastic. Fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic, ladies and gentlemen. Again, one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Top 10. Great weekend for WrestleMania. Great weekend for wrestling. But that's just one man's opinion. What is yours? Oh boy, okay.